So I'm just going to talk through the process of checking out the health of your calves, both looking at them from a distance and with a hands-on point of view. The most important things you can learn about your calf's health you can actually pick up just by looking over the wall of your shed. Looking at how the calves are behaving in the shed gives you a really good idea of what their health status. Are they bright and alert? Are they looking at you when you start looking at them? Do they interact with each other, or are they standing off separated to the side? All of these give really good indications of how healthy that calf is and how it is with the rest of its group. In particular, what you want to look out for is any signs of calves that look uncomfortable. If they're standing away from other calves, particularly with a hunched back and uncomfortable posture, that can be a sign that they are unwell. Likewise, looking for any signs of coughing within a group, particularly as they move around, can give you a good indication if you've got any problems with a respiratory disease. And likewise, looking at the floor of the paddock or the pen that the calves are in, and also at the back ends of the calves, can give you a good idea if there's any indication of diarrhea or scour in that group. It may not be every calf in the group that is affected, but it's really handy to have a look from a distance and see what you can see. Furthermore, when the calves come to feeding time, it's a really good way to spot whether some calves are feeling unhealthy or some calves are less willing to feed. Signs of them not coming up to the feeder as quickly as the rest of the group, of them not drinking their full feed, or of not wanting to latch on at all, can all be factors that indicate a calf that is feeling unwell and under the weather, and you need to have a closer look at them. So if you've noticed that you've got a calf that you're worried about, or you're worried might not be feeling it in full health, what you want to do is get hands-on and have a look at the calf and try to see if there are any signs that you're concerned about. The 4 key areas when you're looking at calves are ears, eyes, nose and tail. These are the areas you want to focus on that'll give you an idea if your calf is unwell. Ears to start with. Healthy calves have nice, bright ears that are pointing upwards. As calves get sicker, these ears tend to droop more and droop downwards. That's something that's easy to pick up from a distance and easy to see up close. Next step is the eyes. The eyes are a really good sign of health. They're the window to the soul. They show up really well if there's any sign of dehydration or any sign of respiratory disease. You want the eyes to be nice and clear and bright with no discharge, and also to be filling the eye socket. As eyes get sunken, it shows that the animal is getting more and more dehydrated. What you can also check in the eyes is the colour of the gums, so with the mucous membranes. If you roll down the lower eyelid, you can see a nice pink colour underneath, and that's a really good indication of how the blood supply is to that animal and how healthy it is. It should be a salmon pink colour correctly. Moving on from the eyes is the nose and the mouth. The nose should be clean and free of any discharges, certainly no sign of any mucus or any blood. Also, if there is any skin coloured area, you want that to be a nice bright colour. In the mouth itself, you can see again the colour of that pinkness, that nice salmon pink, and you want to check that that calf has a good strong suck reflex using a clean hand. That gives you a good indication of how willing that calf is to drink and how hungry. As calves get sicker, that suck reflex gets weaker and weaker. Once you've gone through the key areas around the head, you just want to move slowly across the rest of the body. Check out for any signs of lameness, any joint swellings at all, anything that seems unusual in those areas. Another key area to check out is the navel. You want to make sure that there's no swelling and no pain when you feel that area. And also in older calves that it's dried up correctly, that there's no discharges coming away from it. Lastly, you come round to the tail of the animal. This is one of the areas where you want to check for any sign of any scour, making sure there's nothing that's around that back end area that's unusual. In female animals, you can also check out the condition of the vulva and ensure there are no discharges there. This is also where you can take the temperature of the animal, which gives you a really good indication of whether there is any sign of any inflammatory process or a disease going on there. You can use either digital or mercury thermometers. I've got a digital thermometer here, and they're very easy to use. You just turn them on. Wait for it to stop now. Come on, buddy. Make sure that the rectum is clear, that you're not putting it straight into some poo, and just insert it into the rectum. You have to leave it about 10 seconds, depending on your thermometer, to give it time to make a full reading. And then once you have your reading, you can read it straight off with a digital thermometer, or using the mercury thermometer and the scale that's available there. It is important, if you're going to do this in multiple animals, just to try and be a little bit clean from animal to animal to make sure you're not taking infection across. And the normal temperature you'd look for in a calf is about 38.5 degrees. Anywhere between 38 and 39 is reasonably normal depending on the situation.